Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. It was really cool. It was really cool, really gratifying to see Rakim Jarrett get picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me tell you, because I tell people all the time, I may not have a master's, but I did go to grad school, all right? I did go to grad school. Technically, it was called Football University. Back when I was with FBU, I was contracted as a scout with FBU back when I coached high school. And that dude was one of the main dudes, man. FBU, I remember actually it was a camp. I saw him, it was at a camp in which his mother used to help us out at some of the FBU camp, one of the FBU camps in Northern Virginia, and he was just straight balling. I mean, just balling the fuck out. I remember it was after one play, I go to his mom, I'm like, hey man, who gave birth to that boy? Who gave birth to that baby? And so it's great to see that he made it all the way and he got to the league. I know he's gonna do some big things, man. And let me tell you, it was actually when he committed to Maryland, because I remember I'd already moved to Florida. I was living in Plantation, Florida at the time, and that's football. My first introduction actually to South Florida football was a game between St. Thomas Aquinas and Miami Central, and it was like that. That was football. It was like NFL, retired NFL players, Hall of Fame players on both sides of the field. So that's when I realized I made the right decision to live in South Florida. But anyway, let me tell you. It was during that time when he committed to Maryland, and I remember I got the notification on my phone from ESPN. Cam Jarrett flips LSU and decides to go to Maryland. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I think I actually texted Freddie Brown on that. I was like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? And then I got to thinking, because you got to think, this is a really big deal. LSU at the time, national champions. They have Justin Jefferson. They have Jamar Chase. They got OBJ. This is wide receiver U. And then I believe the other school that he was thinking about that he was rumored to be committed to at least was Ohio State. And you see Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's wide receiver U. These are some big time programs. And he decides to go to Maryland. I'm like, yo, does he know he's playing football, not basketball and shit? And I don't mean to shit on my home school like that, but like, yo, that shit was crazy. And then I got to thinking about where his mind probably was. And then the one name that came into my mind, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, as I was trying to digest in that decision, was like, Stefan Diggs. Stefan motherfucking Diggs. Because you gotta understand, it's not just Stefan Diggs, all right? When a guy like Stefan Diggs makes it out of a school like Maryland, there's a community of people that rises up and praises them, because there's so many people that are involved with just one player getting to the league. So many people that are involved in terms of the support, the community, and all that kind of stuff. And it got me thinking about the head coach at Maryland now, Mike Locksley. And this is a lesson for you business folks. And anyone that's looking to develop or get into the college game or the high school football coaching game. Understand, it is a relationship business. You got to understand the relationships that you're building today are going to be what gets you the job tomorrow, what gets you that position tomorrow, what gets you that offer tomorrow, what gets you into your ideal state or your dream. You're going to get you that offer from your dream job, because here's how it went down, right? It was Coach Mike Locksley, the head coach at the University of Maryland now, was the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator at the University of Maryland when Stefan Diggs was there. It was when DJ Durkin was going through his situation and they let him go, and Locksley was the offensive coordinator at Alabama. And then he became the head coach at Maryland. And it was at that point that Rakim Jarrett committed to Maryland, at burning LSU, burning national champions, all that kind of stuff. And you got to understand the importance of relationships, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I actually remember having Freddie Brown. Now, Freddie Brown was like the director of FBU when I was a scout with FBU. Shout out to FBU. Shout out to Freddie Brown, man. He's coaching now at Johnson T. Smith now. And he was on the Move Swiftly podcast about 2 years ago. The title of his episode is Being a College Football Parent. I'll put a link to the episode on this. But the main thing I remember, because he and Rakim knew each other pretty well before all the recruiting stuff happened. The main thing I remember he was saying on my show, he was like, you know, it was all about family. It was all about family, understanding the importance of family. Forget about all the football stuff. Understand that you never know. You saw yesterday, Jimmy Butler, great player. It takes what? One ankle going the wrong way, and all of a sudden you're not that big of a deal anymore. So everything you do has to be about family. And if you want a quote unquote job in this business, if you want to be respected in this business, you got to be about building family and building it from the ground up, building it from the grassroots level. That's the most important thing. So understand that, take that into consideration, and trust me, I will speak on this in a whole lot more detail, I have in the past, but I'll do more on this because it's great. It wasn't just Rakim, Jared. There were several guys that I heard. I personally don't watch the draft because I grew up a Redskins fan, and ever since RG3, I can't fucking take it. My stomach can't take it anymore. But it was great to see. It was great to see a lot of the guys that I'd seen as young boys coming up, getting their names being called and all that kind of stuff. So I will do a full episode on this. Just stay tuned for that. Main website to check out is makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.